Disclaimer: do not, under any circumstances, harass, contact, or threaten anyone that appears or is mentioned in these videos. They serve for the purpose of archiving only, and I do not condone any of such actions or comments. You have been warned. Never touch the poop.
Hey, I'm AndrewDitch. The date of this recording is June 26, 2021, 2015. This is a message to my cyberbullies. I'm sorry. I have called you guys to try to help me. I'm sorry I had to ask you guys to help me, and you guys didn't want to deal with it. I know who you are, and it just makes a lot of sense. Here's a little timeline of events. Remember 2018, I called you guys 500 times in that 1 year. Remember how upset I was most of the times you guys called me or interacted with me? Remember all the days that we had trouble with my parents being stressed out, me reacting to their stress, and you guys made arrests. You guys retaliated against, you guys likely offered my mom and dad assistance and legal advice to get me arrested 3.5 hours after I had my dad arrested in November 2018. That was a retaliation arrest. I have enough evidence to say Officer Strowski, Officer Bentley the other day, Officer Strowski in the past, numerous other police officers and lieutenants had all said, what? Gave my mom and dad, said, go to court, get him evicted. Go to court. You don't have to help him. You don't have to do anything for him. He's not disabled. You guys are not allowed to provide legal advice like that. It's against your job duties and law ability. I want to just point out to you. Of course you had me arrested for my disability. You guys also had me arrested in February of 2019 for a headbanging meltdown. You guys also made an arrest to somebody who had a seizure who ran into Tim Hortons' building but with her car. You can't make an arrest because somebody has a disability and their disability is causing them to be like that. It's in the ADA laws. I had a friend help me with getting the laws for that, and I don't appreciate what you guys are trying to cause me. Then in June 2019, I called for a welfare check because of the issues that I had perceived as being an imminent issue with my mom's safety and welfare. And what happened? You guys arrested me for not understanding what was going on. You guys had arrested me for a text message that people had went to out of fear of me because of my misdiagnosis. And because I repeated my dad's words in a different way and sent a text message, and it does not allow you to make an arrest. I'm redoing it as because of my disability, and you're arresting me for my disability. Then what happens? I file a notice of intent to sue because Officer Stephen Bentley had verbally engaged in behaviors that were unprofessional and unlawful and judgment and unlawful practice, and it's why you guys keep having this falsified opinion I'm not disabled. That's why you keep arresting me. That's why you arrested me after 3 days after I went to the corner of Niagara and Seymour to protest. And you know what? I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again. Protesting how you guys treat the disabled. And I'm making an entire channel of it. And it's going to be named City of Tonawanda Police. This is what you do. So, I had even the mayor, Rick Davis. Remember? Rick Davis had supported me. His secretary even said it, Christine. And you know what? I posted it on YouTube. And you know what happened? I had all these people who called you guys. I got onto a school bus with kids who was going to a special needs school, who drove me across the street of Niagara Street to sit at Tim Hortons and call the police. And you know what? You guys did nothing to help me. I got hit by a car twice in your city, crossing streets. The last one was in 2005, October. There are police reports on that. Last year, I got hit by a car in North Tonawanda. Do you guys care? Hell no. So then, what you guys are going to do is, here's more to that. You guys arrested me with no intent to harass my parents. March of 2020. Harassment requires intent to annoy and to disrupt or to cause fear or alarm or annoyance. And you know what? Because of my crisis plan, and I had crisis service who walked me through my crisis plan to help me calm down. And you guys arrest me for it, and it's on video, and it's been posted on YouTube, me telling Officer Stephen Bentley, I just want to relax. Officer Bentley in the police department, that's all I want to do is be relaxed, be happy, be understood, be accepted, accepted that I need your people help me and rely on me. I do not appreciate being questioned of what my disability is or why I moved back. And here's some more proof. What happened? The City of Town Mayor Rick Davis gets a huge investigation into some things last fall and earlier this year. And you know why? You know why? Rick Davis used to live not too far from me. He had an ex-wife. He had a lot of disputes with you guys, how you guys handled the cases, I guess, with his issues. And you know what? You guys called him the abuser. There's a huge police union dispute behind that. You know how I know? I was Rick Davis's friend until he couldn't be my friend when I had filed that notice of intent to sue Officer Bentley. And since then, there's a conflict of interest for him being my friend. It doesn't mean he doesn't like me. He understands what I'm going through. And that is why you guys made rumors and caused him trouble and a public disturbance. Well, is he out of office? No. Is he doing anything wrong? No. I'm a Republican. I don't vote Republican or Democrat. I vote for who I believe is the best person. And you know what? The only reason why I'm voting for Rick Davis is for one reason. He's done nothing wrong to cause the city more taxes. He's done nothing more than try to promote more public accessibility to downtown Tonawanda. Is he the best candidate? I don't know. But nobody really has ever done anything to try to bring, revenue to City Tonawanda. He's the only one. That's why I'm voting for him. Not because he has my back. I want you guys to stop harassing me and bullying me. You guys followed my dad every single night when he went to do newspapers. 2 police cars at a time. A lot of times you guys went without even your headlights on at nighttime. You're not permitted by law just because you're a police car or a police officer driving a police car driving without headlights. That's against the law. There's no pursuit you needing to do that. That's illegal. But does anyone give you a ticket? Hell no. Just like when I complain about the cyberbullies too, to the town of Tonawanda Police, New York State Police, and the FBI, and the North Tonawanda Police, and the City Tonawanda Police. You know what you guys do? You guys don't want to follow through. You know why? Of course not. You guys are part of it. Your friends and family are part of it. Christopher Foles. Eric Foles' brother. Wow. Just then there was another comment made by a friend of mine. Well, indirect friend, because I am not a friend of Jason Marshall. He's Nathan Schultz's friend. But I know him. And he's made a lot of comments on the channels. Wow. Should have saw that connection there. And you know what? Of course, it will not be at his room to press charges or anything. But you know what? A law enforcement officer of a different kind has a right to make a referral because I'm disabled, and is in his job duty to, even though he is a New York or a federal police officer of Homeland Security, it's still in your job description to serve and protect the Constitution and the people who are in it. And because I have disability and you're a witness to a crime, you're an accomplice, and you're a police officer, which means Article 18 USC Title 272 or something like that, or 472. Police misconduct, providing privilege under law for another person while they're allowed to do a hate crime. You're discriminating against my disability because you're using my name, AndrewDitch, and you're using the name after that, Poop Squash. And that I know is a family member related to Nathan Schultz and Adam Karras, 2 police officers. Article that's a police violation for allowing that to continue, and you know about it. Then there's another channel, AndrewDitch, the Poopy Pants Files. You guys, that channel posted a video about a month ago of a drone footage behind a police station. You can't do that. The public can't do that. They'll be accused for terrorism. Yeah, it's public property, I understand. But you can't do that. There'll be a lot of questioning behind that. And a drone that sophisticated is a police officer's drone. Wait. So you're going to tell me just about 5 hours ago there was a video that was uploaded by AndrewDitch, a Poopy Squash, that says ditch and snitches. You're going to tell me right now, because I caught on, you don't understand? I sent an email to Officer Bentley because I wanted to say, hey, I'm trying to be nice. I want you to help me. I want to heal a relationship. I don't want you to provide me privileges. I just want help. And what happens? Later today, you send me, you do that video. Why? Why? It is disgusting. And then you guys make fun of me because I don't know who you guys are. And then I'm causing people trouble unintentionally like Joanne, Erica, Rose, Season, Ryan, you name it. Because of my disability, I don't know who's causing me problems. Oh, wait! You want to know more? Here's something I would love to share with you. And one of the Newmans would like me to say, I will say his name right now. So his name, he lives in Adams Street. I forgot his first name. I'm going to ask my mom if he remembers. His daughter and him used to help us with papers. He worked for Meals on Wheels. When I was at the Scottish Inn and like I believe it was like around March of 2020, he was delivering to somebody there. And here's what I wanted to say. What did you say, Mr. Newman? I had started talking to you about what's going on, but you asked me, why are you here? And you saw my room, and I couldn't really take care of myself, and I was upset. You came to talk to me and comfort me. During a pandemic. And you know what you said? We were talking about the police and what they did. And you know what they said? What he said? Not only do I already know the issue when it comes to the city of Tonawanda Police having a prostitute ring and a drug ring that they run undercover, that they only get people in trouble for prostitute only when they try to go snitching on them because they give them a ticket or just something that they don't like. Oh, wait. How do I know that? No other city or town in Buffalo do you see arrests being done for prostitution. Only the city of Tonawanda. Wow. There was a time in the town of Tonawanda just recently of a police officer who had sent text messages to a state trooper for pulling over and giving a ticket to a family member. You're going to tell me right now that doesn't happen? That somebody tries to get even because you of snitches or things that you guys are trying to be protected by? Oh my God. It's exactly why a lot of the police officers in the city of Tonawanda goes to North Tonawanda to drive drunk back to city Tonawanda. How do I know that? Because they got connections, they're not going to get in trouble. But yet when Officer Harmon, who ended up, unfortunately, sadly, killed himself because he was a very nice police officer, and rest in peace. I know his father, I know his brother, and the officer used to live right around the corner from me on Kohler Street. And you know what he said? Or you know what he was arrested for? Driving while intoxicated. He was arrested by a sheriff in Niagara County. He didn't have connections to get him out of jail. I heard about how he tried protecting himself with a badge. Hey, why are you pulling over another police officer? And I found out why a lot of the police officers have motorcycles too. Why? Who's going to pull over a motorcycle for being drunk? There's a lot of roads that are with cracks and potholes in them, and that could cause an issue with a motorcycle driver. And you know what? How do I know that? Because a friend says that's how he gets out of DWIs. Who's also was in the academy of Border Patrol. Wait! His old boss used to be Officer Balling in the City of Tonawanda Police. Oh my God. You want me to believe that there's no prostitute ring, there's no question of a few officers of being sexual predators? Just look. Stephen Bentley's uncle. Officer Stephen Bentley's uncle. The big reason why Dave Bentley retired. Because he shares the same name. Oh my God. You're going to tell me right now there is so much cover-up. Why do you guys continue to hire family members for? Is there anybody else willing to be a police officer? Special or more qualified? Of course not. You're going to only hire family. But yet, when a police officer has a bad name, Cindy Young and James Litz, they're not going to hire their daughter, who was more qualified than Nathan Schultz on the police academy testing. Discrimination right there. Wow. But yet you allow rank still be an office, a lieutenant and an officer, and there's a connection there. But because his last name is not Litz, you're going to hire rank. Of course you are. Of course you are. Then there's 3 foals on the police force. Wow. Oh my God. There's 2. There's a Karasitz and there's a Schultz cousins. Wow. Worthling related to his uncle. Oh my God. The 2 foals are related to their uncle, who's the police captain. Of course there's going to be privileges there. Wow. Wow. Then there's Bentley and Bentley. Then there has been a previous Bentley, by the way, that was very short-lived on the police force. And he got in trouble for falsifying arrests of a disabled person and beating them up. Wait, there's also been police beatings of people who are gay, black, and this is the most strictest city in New York, in Buffalo area, if not New York State, that's racist. You guys are the most racist cops ever. You know why? You guys pull over a black sheriff officer with his disabled son in the front seat or back seat. How do I know that? Deputy Milton told me about what happened there. And you know what? He's a sheriff. He did nothing wrong, and you guys pulled him over because you guys were taking him as being black. He pulled out. He went to get his registration. Of course, he's a police sheriff. He's going to carry a firearm with him. And you know what? You guys tried detaining him because of it. Instead, you guys just only gave him a ticket. And you know what? He never once showed him his badge. He told me that. And you know what? I had problems with that deputy in the holding center. How do I know that? Because he was my one-on-one for many times. So don't tell me this bullshit. And because I can repeat what happened and what people tell me, it's part of my disability. It has nothing to do with me being a sociopath. Like what Hankerson said.
Are you a sociopath, Norman?
I wish I was, Dad. Because then I wouldn't need a group home. Because then I would be faking. But I can't have a sociopath diagnosis with autism. Or auditory processing disorder. Or with one of my misdiagnoses of schizoaffective disorder.
What do you think they want to defund the police for?
Oh, I know. They wanted to defund the police. Exactly. These people tried getting Mayor Davis in trouble because they had them, him in trouble, because of the issues of him backing me and you. You didn't know the mayor, backs you too, who understands what's going on. Do you? Hey, Dad. He understands. You're a caregiver. You're older. You know what? My speech therapist is friends with him.
Oh, that's good. Do they date?
No.
Oh, then they're not friends.
But both her brother and Rick's worked at the National Weather Service as a fill-in meteorologist. I'm sorry. So, Dad, I would love to say this. They followed you for months, remember? With their lights turned off? Hey, Dad, remember the time when Stephen Bentley gave you a ticket for unsafe backing when the drunk driver hit you?
Yeah.
Remember that? On Main Street?
Because he didn't even follow up to what the other cop was
No!
saying.
Exactly!
Just right up, listen to the lady crying for his little boy. And they lied about where they lived, too.
Oh, yeah! And
They
Dad!
lied about everything except for getting me screwed.
And Dad! The officer
They're
that...
called professionals.
The officer, I will not use his name because he was one of the good cops that understood what was going on with me and you guys. He saw through the smoke screen. But you know what? He should have been the person who had, he's also, by the way, a Secret Service, so he had to delete his Facebook name, so he's no longer friends with me. And I tried, and he told me that that's why he had to delete his name. But you know what? Because of that, I'm not using his name, and because he is off social media, I just letting you know. He should have been the person that handled the case from the start to beginning, because nobody had Officer Stephen Bentley, as pro cop he is, with all these training and certificates of mental health and CIT. He should have known that they were drunk. He didn't even talk to the drivers to further investigate, to form his own opinion.
He just got a special stamp and stamped his own.
And Dad, I called only because they were threatening me, remember?
Oh, yeah. Remember Juice?
No, remember that those two teens were threatening me, and one of them had a learner's permit, and we don't know who drove?
Oh, yeah.
And they switched sides like nothing happened? Remember Nathan Schultz gave you a ticket for your dog leaving your yard without you knowing it?
Yeah. Had to do that.
There was no intent. You can't keep your dog in line all the time. You have fences that restrain the dog.
He just wanted to be a prick, that's all.
Exactly! And after the person's cat owner who saw who we were, they didn't want anything out of it. They just wanted their cat safe. Remember? We used to work with him. Joe and me at Wendy's. Oh, Dad, want to know another thing? Remember when you were pulled over by Stephen Bentley for not using a turn signal? Yet the dash cam showed the turn signal being done?
Found out we were recording him and he changed his mind.
Exactly! Remember Stephen Bentley pulled Joe over in a private parking lot that was not a street? He can't give a ticket. Oh, because his taillight was shorting out. Oh, he was doing dirty in the driveway part, going to the back part of the Buffalo News without going through a parking lot or where there's pedestrians. He was doing 50. And you know what? I questioned him. When was the last time your radar was, calibrated? Do you realize there's a temperature version right now? You're probably getting somebody up in the throughway because you're too far away to determine my brother's speed. So, Dad, he didn't give Joe a ticket. He just gave him a warning and gave us a really hard time. That's an officer that the city of Tonawanda has. Somebody who pulls people over just because they want to. Because they get a quota.
No, it's more than that. He's a police officer.
And remember how concerned you are because he was no facial hair and everything? Yeah. Do I want to say this? He was Joe, my brother, Joe Ditch was in special ed in the same class as him.
Oh, yeah.
Why was Stephen Bentley never given where he had regular classes like Joe with being in special ed?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Why was Bentley never mainstreamed? Because he's not intelligent enough. He has learning problems. And yet he's making fun of me online and degrading me and questioning my disability. Well, you know what? Maybe I should question him about his learning disability.
Maybe, yeah.
Wait, Dad, want to know another funny thing? Fact?
Why don't you report him? Maybe he had a fake school certificate for graduation.
Being in special education and having learning disability has nothing to do with qualifying you as being a police officer. Oh. That would be discrimination if they didn't hire him if he was qualified to do so. But Dad, he's gun happy. You can hear how he misinterprets everything else, and you're going to trust him with a gun when he may need to use it.
Bang, bang.
Dad, if he's misinterpreting the situation of how he polices people, he could use that gun and accidentally kill an innocent man.
And here's another nice thing.
I'm sorry, his own friend. His own
He
friend.
could be a murderer and use someone else's gun and pretend he's a cop and
Dad,
cover and trying to protect people.
his own
You know
friend
how these
said the
cops
same
work.
thing.
Yeah.
His own friend, who is my friend, who's a paralegal, said the same thing about that.
Yeah,
That's why I'm repeating that.
That's terrible that you can't trust cops, just like what I've said all along.
I'm only
And
repeating
I kept
Amanda's
on telling
words
you-
on
I
that.
kept on telling you a long time ago, but Andy does never listened. Cops are not your friends.
And Dad, you want to know something a little bit more even
Ask
funnier?
your mother to shut
Remember when I'm trying to get OPWDD, they were going to help me in February of 2020. Remember? It was only going to be overnight. I was supposed to be here. The Officer Bentley, Officer Harbin, Lieutenant what's his name? Oh, the one that lives on Clinton Street, I forgot his name, but he had forced me back into your house, remember? Remember? Dad, why did they talk to OPWDD? Because they promised them and me that you were going to help me the next day. Dad, the reason why they don't want to be accepted for OPWDD? Here's another reason. Not only do I have the county APS not want to help me with OPWDD, but I had the city Tonawanda Police who also doesn't want to get in trouble because they unlawfully put me in situations that was not safe. You know that, Dad? Was I can't take care of myself. I got hit by a car. I got a skin infection. That's against the law for the for developmental disability, preventing them the care they need.
You're wearing that word out.
Hey, Dad, want to know
That's the problem.
Want to know another thing I would love to say? Why don't you think the city Tonawanda Police took my complaint for the
You would have to
cyberbullying?
bring it up with your mother. Your mother's
Why didn't they take my cyberbullying complaints?
because they don't like you.
Why didn't they take?
Andy,
Why didn't
I
the town of
don't know.
Tonawanda or North Tonawanda Police?
I don't know. You'd have to
Nathan
ask.
drives drunk all the time. He admitted it to me while driving from North Tonawanda to the city
They
Tonawanda.
can't because they're cops, Andy.
And they have connections in there.
Yeah.
Just like in CPEP, there is a security guard who works in CPEP quite free every
The
day.
police officer can't get out of it is as if they get caught in an
Dad,
accident and kill somebody.
There's a security guard in CPEP who used to be a city Tonawanda police officer that ended up being an Erie County Sheriff officer. By the way, I found out ECMC police are actually hired by Erie County Sheriff's Department
I wouldn't doubt
and
it.
is contracted out through Erie County Medical
because
Center.
it's part of the union, Andy.
So guess what, Dad?
264 was the same union I was in.
So
They
guess
have
what, Dad?
The sheriffs, and then they're corrupt there because they lost all their money and stuff, and our pension money, and all the money we put into there.
But yeah, Dad, you know what? There's that connection for the city Tonawanda Police to.
If you like what you see here, consider becoming a member of the channel, where you'll have access to not only this, but 3 other emotes to make fun of the creature, as well as member-exclusive time lapses on how they were made. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment and subscribe to help expose the creature. And remember, AndrewDitch fakes autism.